What's up, gamers? The devs have listened and the devs have delivered. There is so much that I'm going to cover with you guys today. I'm so excited to share these updates with you, and there's still more to come. So this video, we're going to do a deep dive into what the devs have done and what they're doing, and we're also going to highlight a couple of the feedback things that you guys have given here in the comments on my previous videos. So hello everyone, and welcome to another No Rest for the No Rest for those wicked witty videos. I've got to be diving into the patch update for Hotfix 2, which addresses performance improvements, balance changes, loot changes, crafting changes, arena changes, combat changes, and various different bug fixes. But we're also, like I said, going to go into the feedback. What are people asking for now? And this is going to pose an ultimate question: can gamers ruin the fun out of anything? And that's one of the things that we'll talk about here in today's video. So thank you guys so much for being here. Let's get into it. Kuro dropping the patch notes over on the site says, early access hotfix number 2. No rest for the wicked devs are back for the hotfix. Today's hotfix aims to improve performance. Woo! I like the woo. That's why I wanted to highlight that. So let's get into it. What are these performance updates that they're talking about? Improved overall rendering performance. Additional optimizations in balance and performance quality modes. They improved the overall performance of visual effects in fog. They improved performance on the ship prologue, and additional smaller performance improvements. Now, for me, I'm going to be testing this out on my Steam Deck and seeing if this actually makes it even better. That's one of the things that I'm excited about this game, and I actually play a lot of it more in handheld mode than I do on my computer, but I'm very excited. And for those of you, because I see you guys in the comments asking, hey, is this on PS5? It will be, it just won't be right now. This is early access. PlayStation specifically doesn't do early access. Think PAL World, they do not do that. They say when you're ready, you can come here, but we're not going to be doing this early access stuff. But I do suspect that we will see that. We don't have an ETA or an NDA. I don't have the information to actually share with you guys publicly yet. As soon as we do, I'll be sure that you have it. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and maybe that bell so that way you don't miss it. But I'll leave it up to you. The choice is in your hands. For balance changes, they increase durability on tools. So Tier 1 is going to have 100 durability. Tier 2, 125. Tier 3, 150. They nerfed Silver Ring's enchantments and buffed the base stats. And they buffed Riven Twins boss by removing stagger on parry. For the loot changes, they moved water channel to a key to a chest in the Black Trench, where we can investigate play leader not spawning for certain players. This was a bug that definitely was reported. So if you guys have been stuck in the Black Trench, that's basically why. So hopefully this will help let you progress that quest line there. They adjusted food costs and more balance in terms of cost to health gain. They improved drops for clay and other rocks at dig spots, and they introduced fishing rods to Whitaker's loot table. Crafting changes, they've added a tool at the crafting tables themselves. For the arena changes, they improved critter spawns, such as deer in some areas. They improved enemy spawning in the Nameless Pass. They added a few more loot spawn locations in the Nameless Pass. They polished art and climbables for Mariner's Keep. Combat improvements, they adjusted the Wolf and Plague targeting to remove the aggressive rotation, and they improved audio for the Riven Twins boss. And in the bug fix category, let me know in the comments if any of these were you were suffering with. They fixed the missing text in Chinese, so if there's any Chinese people out there watching, thank you. They fixed certain interaction texts appearing in the wrong language. They improved clarity for Fillmore's free repairs till you reach Sacrament. They fixed map not showing area names on hover. They fixed enemies becoming kajus visually. They fixed Echo Night Boss AoE damage zone not matching visual effects. They fixed shrines and chests visually pulling and disappearing act in the sewers, and they fixed deleted chests not dropping loot bags when inventory is full, and they've removed the chest roasting over an open campfire in the Nameless Pass, fixed the rain sounds from occasionally appearing in the Phelan Church cinematic, and they fixed terms of service private policy screens so they appear correctly in all languages. So some feedback that the devs are getting on this thread, and I echoed this feedback, so I have definitely gone in and I do agree with what we're about to talk about. Blackbird says, Thanks for all the diligence in rolling out the hotfixes. Please consider taking a look at stash management and consider either increasing stash size or stack size. And there's a constant point of trying to make a decision whether it's to keep something or discard it. And Hellraiser, he says, in a future update, we have real stash and character inventory? In one of your presentations, you said, and I quote, "If an item drops, you can pick it up." Well, after less than 5 minutes of gameplay, that isn't the case anymore. Now, I think that obviously this was a quote that was in reference to, that things drop, you can pick it up, not necessarily inventory management, but I could be completely wrong here. Let me know how you feel. But this is true. And in fact, if you guys saw my last video, thank you so much for coming back to this one. I did share with what Thomas was talking about. He's the game developer over on Twitter, and he put out a poll talking about should stack size limits just be increased to 99, or should there be some kind of progression mechanic? And overwhelmingly, the by default is it was winning that poll at last I checked. Obviously, through a mechanic is something that people do want as well. And so I kind of suggested, why don't we split the difference and why don't you increase the stack size, but then give us some way of doing it that ideally kind of plays into the overall flow of the game itself. Now, in the comments here, you guys have been dropping some awesome comments in and of itself, and I want to talk about that stack sizes again, because when it comes to it, there's a couple people who don't want, obviously by defaults, they definitely want that progression, and they are worried that gamers could ruin the fun out of the game. They could really kind of water down the game into where it's too easy, but that's going to be coming up here in a second. Let's get to Gadriel, who says, the more immersive, the better. The game already feels solid at the beginning, and arbitrarily adding upgrades without mechanics tied to them seems to be catering to those who don't want a difficult game. I hope the devs listen to feedback, but also stick to their vision so that many can come from this traditional ARPG, and it's precisely what the devs wanted to get away from. I can't wait for key remapping. I think that's a big feature that a lot of people are going to be excited to see. And this is very true. I feel this deeply because there's, obviously memes that you can find online where it's like, hey, well, you listen to the feedback, and it's like, and all the players are like, no, we don't like this game now. What did you do to it? And then they turn to the people giving the feedback, and they're like, oh, we were never going to play the game anyway. But there's a balance, right? Because not all feedback is going to fall into that category. Lord Keyboard, he died for us guys. He says, hope you don't make it too easy to cater to those people who just want a walk in the park. And this brings up, and we'll see this, we saw this with Elden Ring, the debate around difficult games. Not every game needs to be for everybody, but when it comes down to the business mass market mindset, like how do you reach the most people? And if you make a game so difficult that people don't want to play, until like the quality, I think that when you have that mindset that it's like you go in and you're like, yeah, we want to hit as many people as possible, you have you run the risk of watering down the game and not making it fun or enjoyable for anybody, right? And so sticking to a clear vision, and not that you can't make adjustments like rates, and like obviously that's what we're doing here as a part of early access. I think that is the most important piece of it, because people, I think, crave this kind of thing and they're hungry for this. And it's not like we get this kind of game before. This is their vision, what they felt was lacking in the ARPG space. And honestly, they were right. Like, this game is phenomenal. Not just phenomenal, but phenomenal. Anyway, Jason says, wow, that's great. Everything I disliked, they fixed. And I think that is exciting to see that he's enjoying it. Now, here's where things get interesting. Obviously, Gesto wants infinite stacks, get rid of durability, stamina, quick save, quick load anytime, free respec, yada, yada, yada. And then Dark Sarian says, how to ruin a game 101, followed up by Cypher. LOL, yeah. I hope Moon doesn't listen to these kinds of people who just want everything to be massively simplified and instantly gratifying. It's going to be interesting to see over the long run. I see so many people in the comments asking about console, especially PS5. And I think that's going to be something really special when that does eventually come, because not everybody wants to take part in early access. Not everybody wants to take, has a PC for gaming. And so I'm very much excited for more people to actually go hands-on with the game. Now, in a bit of feedback that I absolutely adore, and this will be the thing that we wrap up today's video with, please allow us to upgrade stuff. If you have items in chest, please. I forget what is in my chest, and I go farm when I don't need to. And what he's referring to is if you go to the blacksmith, you go to any of the vendors, and you don't have the item needed to do the upgrade at that time in your inventory, you have to run back to the stash to get it and then come back. And so if they were able to allow you to deposit all this kind of stuff in your stash, and then the vendors were able to just pull from it when you needed it, like, oh, you have it in your inventory or you have it in your stash, you're good to go. That's I think that would be really cool, but I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Is that, does that make the game too easy? Or is this just a little bit of a tediousness? No, there's no wrong opinions here, guys. I love hearing everybody's thoughts and discussing them here at the channel. So for Ginger Prime, my name is Brian. Thanks to the members. Thanks to you guys for watching it. If you want to support the content for free, be sure to hit that like button or double tap that dislike button, as it's a great way to get that button unstuck from time to time. And thank you. Drop a comment in the comments, and maybe you might be featured in future videos. And if you want to get involved in the community, jump into the Discord. Top link is in the description. It'll get you to the content. We'll get you to the Discord and the podcast. So much more. Anything else that you might be looking for in your day. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for your time today. Hopefully I respected it, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. But until then, take care.